Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Tina and I am here for layout 2 of, I have 5 layouts, 10 pages celebrating Harry Potter's 25th anniversary for the first movie here this year. Really exciting. I am using, for this one here, I'm using a lot of solids, but the papers that I'm combining are part of this Wizard & Company from Echo Park. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's go ahead and put this together. This layout was inspired by 2 different designers in the Cricut community. All of my layouts feature Cricut craft or Cricut features, whether it's print and cut or cut images. But one thing I want to say is if you are a Cricut user, there is a wonderful sharing community on Design Space, and it's a great place to pick up. I'm a sharing contributor, so I love that. And you'll see some of these, like all my changes to this. I really like the freedom to be able to change and do what I want, so I've made some changes. Some of the layouts that I'm doing feature print and cut. So this is a print and cut. This is from one of the Harry Potter collections. And then some of mine will feature, the cut images. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this together. I saw this awesome train, and I don't want to butcher Nancy's last name, but this was from a collaborator on Cricut. I highly suggest you follow and support. We just have so many talented people. But I'll put all of the information down in the description of this video. And I'll try to link those original files if I can as well. It shouldn't be too hard to do. Okay. All right, so I just have a 12 by 12 followed by an 11.5 by 11.5. My 11.5 is curved. I got to rotate it a little bit because it's curved. I can't see the way I'm laying it down since I'm not going to measure it up because I have a new mentality. My new mentality is good enough. Okay, let's see if I can put this together correctly. I believe this comes down here like this. Okay, and I have very little glue on here right now because I'm going to be tucking some trees behind this once I get this laid out. And then such a cool idea with this train. Oh, I put that down. I think that goes over a little bit more. Such a cool idea with this train because the way the tracks are done here, it makes it look like the tracks are far away with the smaller portion, and then they're getting closer to you. So that was really cool. Very important for me that I do not go past the 12-inch on the side when I position this. Okay, the other thing here is this is the viaduct that is in Scotland that you get on the Hogwarts Express or the Jacobite Express. So the Hogwarts Express is actually the Jacobite Express, and the train was used for the movie. It's all true, really, really happened just like that, and I will be on this train next month. So pretty excited about that. So these 2 pieces are going to come together to kind of form this, and you're not going to see this behind it. So as you're putting this together, you kind of want to position this, at least I think, so that it has a gap. We don't want to ruin that viaduct because it's such an iconic image of, that it's beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it. All right. And I'm just making sure that when I put it down, where I'm going to put this, it's going to cover it nicely. And if I want to put this down where I want to put it down, because I don't want to go all the way up, I don't want to be up here. I want there to be some gap there because my train's going to come in there. I may trim this leg off. We're going to call it a leg, right? Here we go. This goes here, nice and big. This is throwing me, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim it off because I'm not going to see it anyway. There we go. That's going to help me position this the way that I want to. Okay. All right. So this is cut at 11.5, and I'm using a very friendly adhesive. I'm going to put this back down just one more time and make sure, because I feel like I was up just a little bit more. There we go. Let's try that. See if that's right. Make sure I'm going to cover everything. I like how the track gets bigger. It's less for me to worry about. Okay, I'm lining this up to cover that bottom piece if I can. And I can always trim it if I can't position it well. And you could probably position it better just by looking at the file. I feel like I'm up just a little bit high. These two are supposed to come down just a little bit, so not pressing. You might finagle this one a little bit if you decide to cut it. If you had the file picture right in front of you, of course, it would be easier for you to put together. And I think I'm there. I think I'm going to be happy with that because my train's going to come in and I'm going to be good to go. Okay. Just look one more time because I feel like I'm off by a ½ inch that I'm going to regret later on. Do you ever have that, like where you, normally for me, it's the bling. I will, or a tiny little sticker, the tiniest little thing, I will spend so much time placing that. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I didn't want to take away from this viaduct that I cut out of this gorgeous mini dot paper, which gave it really awesome texture. So I cut one tiny little strip of the striped paper that brings in this color palette. Even though I didn't use a lot of it, it's in the pocket card. I still want to call this Picture My Life cards. It's in the pocket card. This is just going to come up here and just add a little bit of color, but not, it won't distract from the viaduct that's there or any of the elements. Tragic, right? When that happens. My glue dries clear. I always tell people, I'm like, don't work over your work. Don't. It's because I make every mistake there is. Okay. I'm just going to dab that really quickly with my craft shirt. I do not wear aprons. Those of you who've been with me for a while, you know I choose old sweatshirts or t-shirts. They're my preferred as opposed to an apron. Okay. And I'm just going to layer this piece and line it up. Really great. So once again, I just used lots of different textured papers between canvas, mini dot, and smooth, and having all those different papers, it's been a game changer for my crafting. All right, I'm going to position this on here. I think right there. I'm okay that it's hanging over a little bit. I kind of like that. My tree might hang over a little bit here. I think I know where I'm putting it. I can see a starting point. I can see an end. All of that finagling, right? But sometimes you got to give it the extra time. I have my big gun out because I knew I was going to be laying some adhesive for this one. Okay. I'm going to pop it in there once again, but just double check it to make sure it's how I want it to be. I have these very close to the end. Love it. Okay, not pressing down fully because look at this. I have a couple of trees. And what I've chosen is this brown is in a lot of the other layouts that I have. It's on the wand. It's on something else. Oh, the hat, when we get to the sorting hat. I've chosen 5 things to focus on for this workshop. This is obviously the train station and Hogwarts Express. And then I've already done one that is the Book of Spells. I have Hogwarts itself. Oh, I have a Quidditch. I have a Quidditch one. I haven't figured out how I'm going to use that one yet, but I have, because I have multiple ideas. And then I have another one that's the sorting hat where you find out what house you're in, which, fun fact, you can actually take a test to find out what house you're in. But so I have these 2 different trees, and I am thinking, I ripped mine, I glued it back together. Good enough is good enough for me. So I'm thinking I want these trees to kind of be under the train tracks so that they're in the background. All right. Like maybe there, and then maybe one over here. Let's see if I'm going to like this. I do a lot of tucking. I kind of like the trees. The other thing you could do with your trees, depending on the size, that you can always have some trees up here in the background, is I could kind of put these closer together and kind of tuck them. But I think I'm going to like them the way that I originally decided that they would be, and that is kind of apart from each other and just bringing that color in. The train itself has a kind of a brown, reddish, or a red tint to the brown, and I feel like it's a great way to just kind of keep adding colors. All right, I have some liquid glue on this. I'm just going to slide it up here, and I'm going to make sure that I can still see like the pillar. I don't want to cover the detail of the pillar, and I'm going to lay it in, which is, I use very friendly adhesive. It's very important for me that my regular adhesive that's in my ATG is a very friendly adhesive. I'm very particular about that, so I use a very specific kind. I use compatible. I'm not worried that they have retired it, because as long as I can get my adhesive, I also have two, so a little bit of freedom with that. All right, so adding a little bit of this. It's still completely dark outside, so fitting. Okay, here we go. Just going to put that in so it peeks out the side here. Just more background. Bring it down a little bit. Okay, there we go. My tree looks crooked because the bottom is crooked here, so I'm going to turn that just a little bit. There we go. All right, and page protectors are going to be my friend. All right, here we go. Now, foam tape for this guy. Now, these are also getting tucked behind this. These are going to get tucked behind this and in front of the tree. There's a lot of layering here. These are my 2 photo mats, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. But if you just put them down like this, that viaduct is going to lose a lot. So really the trees are total background. I want to tuck these in here, and I don't want to lose all the details that are in this layout. There you go. I can still see that. I like that, but we got to put the train on first. Let's grab some foam tape. I have had fun with the Harry Potter collection of images. And if you are a Harry Potter fan and you're maybe doing, Harry Potter World, I can't imagine the celebrations that are going to happen, but this was fun for me. Who knows? I might end up at something else, but this is a wedding year for us. Our son is getting married this year, so that is going to occupy quite a bit of time. So beyond this one trip, I will not be making any other plans, because I think that life in general will be waiting for me to make plans. Is that big enough? Yeah, that's good. Lots of foam tape. I'm a lots of foam tape person. If you're a lots of less foam tape person, that's okay too. Ta-da. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about this thing in the upper right corner here, which is this ticket. This ticket is super cute. It says, "You've been invited, admit one," but it actually looks like a ticket, and I thought that was a lot of fun. That's on the back of one of the papers. It's this little star paper. Now, I found that the star paper and the stripe paper, if you have leftovers, they're going to work great for birthday. It's like little bursts of confetti, and that stripe, I feel like that would just work really well for like almost primary color birthday pages. I can see that in my future, actually. But I am going to hang on to this paper in the event that I want to add. I doubt that I will do a whole album, but if I start to get creative and having lots of fun, stranger things could happen. I want the train all the way at the top, past the border, all the way at the top. All right, there it is. Shazam, but on the tracks. All right. I think the positioning of these two are looking pretty good. I don't think I'm losing details of what I have, and I think I'm still going to be able to put good photos on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on these for now. If I want to, which the amount that I'm putting is plenty. If I want to add some later on, I'll be able to do that. Okay, so I just have a strip at the bottom. I wanted to be able to incorporate these suitcases. So I did change this up. I would like to say that I thought the original design was beautiful, very detailed. But what's really great about being a crafter is, we're visual people and we get inspired by different things. So I took my inspiration from this and then kind of did my own thing with it. But I'll add both things. Links, sorry, not things. All right, and this is supposed to be a little trolley cart. And instead of doing cutting out my suitcases and everything, um, I didn't want to do that because I have them in the stickers and I'm going to want to use my stickers. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to have some sticker fun with this. And use the stickers off of the sheet to even do the owl above it. Look at this. See, there's suitcases here, 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 here. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to be able to pile those suitcases up instead. So I thought that was a lot of fun. And then that's bringing in that color palette, which is why I wanted to add that little stripe along with this little strip down here at the bottom. All right, we've got to dig. I've got to get to the bottom. I'm going to put some pieces down while I go. I can see I have a little bit of a border on the one side of this for my cut. Easy way to get rid of that. You guessed it, the black marker. I have these in other colors, by the way. I have a brown, a green, a blue, a black. Oh, I have two blues because I have a turquoise. And they're all just my broad tips. I almost never use them for coloring, but recently I shared that my green marker ran out because I use the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends. These are my preferred markers of choice. I really love them. I recently ran out of a green and I didn't have a replacement one of the color I needed. So I used one of these to color a bunch of Christmas trees. I'm always Christmas crafting. Okay, 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 behind that, just to give that little pop. And this is glimmer paper. It has some shine to it. Once again, because I have access to so many wonderful things, wonderful papers, I can kind of use whatever I want and mix and match now. And I love that. This one here is an odd size. It's like 4 7/8 by, I think, 2 1/4, but it holds these little mats. And I've done this on a couple of these layouts. One of the things that I really like smaller photos for is to get a close-up of something that you wouldn't want in a 4x6. So for example, I don't necessarily need a 4x6 if we can add the T on when we get there. It's a whole thing. I don't necessarily need a 4x6 of my cup of tea. Ta-da! You know, things like that. All right, I'm trying to get down to this brick wall so we can go ahead. I should have put this together earlier, but probably going to use a lot less glue than you think. I'm not going to go down every single one. I think that would be an overkill. I use memory protectors. So just going to run down a few and the edges. Whew, I'm having a hard time staying on top of my lines. It's because it's early in the morning and I'm supposed to be asleep, but my brain has other plans. Okay, I think this will be enough that hopefully I can lay that down, and then 11 and a half and 11 and a half. What's underneath of this is like a thick, almost craft paper. Do I have it the wrong way? Let's see. There we go. Dries clear. Maybe I'm not at 11 and a half. I'm wondering if I flipped my paper. I'm going to trim it. All right, it's going back the other way. I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. It's a tiny bit. I mean, but it's enough to throw me off. See it? We'll wait for this to set for a minute. And then I'm going to trim that before I put it down. Okay, oh, this is the glue I'm using. I use the Dries Clear. They do have one that dries white. I haven't figured out what I would use that for. So, and less tools for me right now. Okay, I have this tiny little bit. I'm just going to pull this up to my face to trim it. And to get back to the paper that was underneath that I have, this is also, it's kind of like a a different texture. This is a textured paper. I love it. All right, big gun. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and put this down. Leave in 1/4 of an inch. There we go. Super cool. Okay, a couple of other things that I deleted from the file is it had like a thing here. Now this is another piece of texture. It had like a little decorative piece here, but I'm not going to see that decorative piece, so why bother cutting it? All right, this one here is going to go at the bottom. And I don't want it to be all the way down here. I want to see the brick wall. I want to see all the details and the layers. This isn't real life, so you can do what you want in your scrapbooking. So if you want to do something that doesn't look realistic at all, it's okay. It's crafting. Go for it. Let me move this over. I just realized I'm out of frame. There you go. Oh, you know what? I might be down a little lower than I normally am. Yeah. Let's slap these bars down. They decided to bring my scissors. There you go. That should help us. I'm like just in. Okay, just in frame. All right, I want to make sure my textured side is down when I put my glue on. All right. I would really love to hear if you guys have a Harry Potter memory. Who knows? I might end up designing another layout over it. I'm going to put this in the middle. I did change the original file. I did not want the cutout. I just wanted it to be a straight brick wall for me. I also knew I was going to want to put this in the center, and that one was not in the center. It was more of an offset arch. So I made some changes. I'm just eyeballing this. I do not worry about things like getting glue. I just touch them with my fingers and wipe them on my shirt. Okay, let's see. Need to make sure not too much of my glue came off when I moved that just a little bit. I moved it just a little bit. Okay. Bring back those pieces. So we have the little trolley cart, and I'm not going to attach the trolley cart right now. I want to be able to pick it up and look at my suitcases and stuff like that. Then we have the big ticket. I'm gonna have to move that magnet. You know what? Let's go ahead and put this on foam tape. Absolutely. How much foam tape do I need for something like that? I don't know. More than what I have, I'm sure. There we go. I use a lot of foam tape. I'm sure you guys have noticed my giant roll of foam tape. I have always used a lot of foam tape, and I do like it in pieces because if I ever have to chop it, it's just easier for me to cut it if I'm just cutting through little pieces. Pre-done layouts will make you think ahead. That's not that much. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to need to write on this. So that's always dangerous with foam tape. I have learned that if I use the thin, I use Le Pens for my journaling. They're my preferred pens. These ones are my absolute favorite. They're a little thicker. The one that is the Le Pen Drawing 0.05s. I've been using these for, I don't know, 15 years plus. But I have a ton. I'm just gonna, oh, I was only able to grab 3 of these. This is what I use to do my journaling. They're smaller. I have them in lots of colors. I go to black all the time. I go to black all the time, all the time, all the time. So, yeah. I don't want that magnet to interfere with my placement. Keeping this on the brick wall. I liked incorporating all the blue in this. There we go. So I will be able to write on that. It's just kind of like a skill. It's just going to be a date. It says date, who, and location on this one. So it will say whatever date we're there, which will be in my travel journal, and I'll have my photos, and then it'll say, George, me and George here, and then the location will be the name of that bar that we're going to go to, or I mean the name of the train station that we're leaving from. Sorry, the name of the bar, the name of the train station. We are doing a potions experience while we're there. So I think this one might stay straight, and then this one might go like this, and then this one might go like this. I think originally I wanted that over a little bit more. Let's play with these. Now, that's going to do it for me. This one here is going to go on foam tape too. But yeah, so we're taking a tour through Scotland, and we start with one train. We get off at a train station to board the Hogwarts Express, aka Jacobite Express, yes. And then we do a long tour on that one. For this is, I don't know, it's the entire day. And then they take us back to the train station, and we go back on another train. So we have two different kind of train experiences in this one excursion kind of thing. I'm calling it an excursion, but it's a trip. All right, I want to make sure I see this at the bottom. And I don't want to crowd this too much. I may end up putting this on an angle, but I doubt it, highly likely. I feel like having it a little more straight is going to be my jam. All right, almost done. Number 2. And I have some room here. I'm going to put this on straight. Okay. I think I'm going to like the balance of it, since I'll have some stickers that will be adding some details to this. All right, fitting this one in. There we go. And then I'll have all the suitcases. There's even a bird in the cage, you know, that I'll be able to stack up on this little trolley cart. And the reason why I wanted to leave this off is because I have to find what's going to fit. So I may need to pick this up a couple of times. All right, guys, check this out. All right. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Okay, so we got the train, we got all of the details. I'm going to build all of my stickers and everything offline, but because of off video, sorry, but because of the magic of video and the way that I am recording these, I will actually be back to share all of my sticker choices. I'm going to put together all 5 layouts and then choose what stickers I want on each layout. A quick tip is if you're doing a lot of layouts with a paper, I often pull my papers out. I like to get 3 layouts right away. I like to do 3 different sketches. So I would grab our 2026 sketchbook and I would just choose 3 different layouts out of that. I would pull my paper pack out. I would do all 3 of those, and then the rest of that is left over to me. I always three layouts out of a pack of paper is where I live. Then I like to take my stickers. I pull stickers off. I put them on layout 1. Maybe I'll do 4, 5. I do 4 or 5 on 2. I do 4 or 5 or 3. I go back to 1 until I'm happy with what I have. And that for me helps me not use what I would call all the best stickers on one layout, but it helps me balance them a little bit more. So I'll be balancing all 10 pages with this sticker sheet, and I'll make sure I share all the little tidbits without you having to watch me spend 35 to 40 minutes to pick out ones for every single page, unstick them, put foam tape on them, and put them down. I hope you guys are going to continue to check out this series. And if you are a Harry Potter fan, give me a like, hit that subscribe button so you can see all of the additional things I'll be doing this year as we celebrate 25 years of Harry Potter. And I appreciate that. Don't forget to tell me a memorable Harry Potter moment for you, or maybe even just your favorite part of one of the movies if you're a fan. I'd love to hear those. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day and a wonderful crafty experience. Bye-bye. All right, we are back with all the details. All right, so stickers. I have a whole sticker sheet of stickers, and that's really what I've added to. I've also added some of the regular black bling, which is in the workshop. I mean, if you decide to do the workshop, you have a whole pack of these. You can put as many on as you like. All right, foam tape. I'll let you know if it's foam tape, but also if it's sticker. The wand here, some little bits of the bling. Foam tape. I did the suitcases with the little owl in the cage, similar to the design that I found there in Design Space, and then added a broom over here. This pile of suitcases here, which has, like, if you look at it, it's like this one here to me looks like a happy face. See, it looks like 2 eyes and a smile. You're like, she's tired. And then this one is on foam tape to add that dimension. Black bling, everywhere. And then something else you might notice is some white gel pen. I do like to do my white gel pens. These are my favorite. Geth pens. I'll make sure the information is in the description of the video so you can find additional information there. And then I added a little wand on these and decorated them, and there you go. All right, thank you guys so much. I do hope you'll hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I will be, I will have all of these in a 2026 anniversary for Harry Potter playlist because this is very early in the year and we have a long way to go. So you may find that I'm going to be adding some additional stuff as it's celebrated throughout the year. Thanks, everybody. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.